Friends, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, you're all vaccine champions. That's why you're here. And it's critical to have champions. In a world of anti-vaccine movements, in a world of hesitancy, we need to constantly remind people why this is important and how we can continue to move forward. Before this MTR, over the last year, we've worked to try to gather vaccine heroes, and we're going to hear about those later. We had an exhibition that went on in Geneva showing pictures of vaccine heroes, and there was a book that's been given out to many of you that has listings of those, and you've seen the posters inside. We also decided to create a new Gavi tradition, a Lifetime Achievement Award for really outstanding work around vaccines to people who are dedicated to the work that Gavi represents, saving children's lives and protecting people across the world for infectious diseases. So the inaugural Gavi Hero Award goes to someone who many here know well and has played a critical role in the support of the Gavi mission over many years. Dr. Cyrus Poonawalla had a vision to make vaccines available to all of India's children and founded the Serum Institute of India. It is the world's largest supplier of vaccine doses. It accounts for 40% of the vaccine doses funded by Gavi. For this strategic period we're talking about at this midterm review, over 500 million doses of vaccine are being provided by the Serum Institute of India. They currently provide vaccines against 9 diseases for us: measles, rubella, meningitis A, and by the way, on that, they were part of an innovative partnership to bring that vaccine, which was necessary for the meningitis belt of Africa, at a cost of 50 cents a dose, a really remarkable achievement. They also produce and recently had pre-qualified a rotavirus vaccine, the common DPT, which is important, Haemophilus influenza type B, and hepatitis B. Now, SII is an example of how the relationship with Gavi manufacturers has really driven success. And of course, SII has been a long-standing contributor, but I want to acknowledge that this is true for all of our manufacturers who step up and try to provide doses when they have problems in manufacturing, work hard to try to make sure that no children are left without vaccine. And as a result, I think we have a really great relationship with our manufacturers where they sit at the table with us and are part of the discussions in moving forward these critical issues. So what makes Cyrus Poonawalla special? Well, he managed to combine scale with accessibility, and that allowed him to really break the price barrier. He built this sensibility into the cultural fabric of the Serum Institute of India, the whole organization. I've visited many times, and it exists there. It's something that they're proud of. And in a sense, he was really ahead of his time. India today has a very strong social responsibility program for its industry, but this is something that the company has been doing for many, many years. So let me invite Dr. Poonawalla to come up. I think the real thing to say about him is that he has audacity and tenacity, and that's critical because that's what's necessary in something as complex as vaccine development. He's led the way, he's earned the admiration of the entire global health community, and I personally am really proud to present him the first Vaccine Hero Award. Where are you, Cyrus? There he is, okay. I will say when he's making his way up that I actually have given him an award in the past. Last time I gave him an award, it was the Sabin Gold Medal Award in New York, and I was on crutches at that point, and he was very kind to allow me to move around carefully in taking the pictures for his award.
Honorable dignitaries, today present, ladies, gentlemen, I first of all would be privileged to thank Dr. Nagozi and my friend Seth Berkeley and the members of the Gavi board for having bestowed upon me this great honor. I also take this opportunity to thank Her Excellency Reem Al Hashmi for hosting this meeting at Abu Dhabi. I'm not a great orator, but I've been requested to talk a little about my 50 years experience in the world of vaccines and sera production. And so I take the liberty to first of all start that this award is made me truly humble for all the work that has led in the last 5 decades. In 1966, when I first founded Serum Institute of India, there was a huge shortage of basic vaccines such as tetanus serum, anti-snake venom serum, where thousands of people were dying without these life-saving drugs. That's how the name Serum Institute of India came. Now we're hardly making any serums. Naturally, we're changed to the next generation that's prevention's better than cure, so it comes down to vaccines. For those who don't know, the struggle at Serum Institute was something inconceivable in modern times. 50 years ago, when I started with a capital of $25,000 in one corner of my father's famed racehorse stud farm, we didn't even have an access road to the place. I had to beg Government of India officials to give power and other infrastructure facilities, such as a proper road to reach to this little plot of land where we first started the vaccine production at humble beginnings. Red tape and bureaucracy was the name of the day. Thank God it's changed to some extent now, but it does exist. And in spite of all these difficulties, we were able to struggle out with the help of my dedicated scientists who have grown with me over the last so many decades. Now, coming down to the actual situation today, Serum Institute is proud to announce that we have emerged from a small-scale industry to the world's largest vaccine manufacturer above Glaxo and other multinationals in the number of doses that we have delivered for saving children's lives, 1.5 billion doses, spread over 150 countries globally. Just written it all down so I don't forget. The significant factor which many people globally don't know, I know my friend Seth knows it, that 2 out of 3 children born in the world have been given at least one, if not more, vaccine made by a small company in Pune, India. And this, of course, encompasses the various vaccines that have already been enumerated, so I'll not dwell upon the different vaccines. Of course, the most significant contribution is that this has resulted in the saving of more than 25 million children, which would have definitely perished if this low-cost vaccine at the price of a cup of tea was not made available to UNICEF, Gavi, and the other countries of the world. So I thank Dr. Seth for announcing a very reasonable price of 50 cents a dose for meningitis. But measles vaccine, we started to give at a price of 10 to 12 cents a dose. Even today, it's at around 25 cents a dose, and there is no other manufacturer who can deliver this. The point I'm trying to make is the humanitarian cause that my company, my colleagues, my family, and myself have followed is that we have not taken advantage, and we do not intend to take advantage of the monopolistic situation that exists today in vaccines such as measles and many others. This is just one example. And I'm told by statisticians that 25 to 30 million children worldwide have lived and now survive because of Gavi and UNICEF and other organizations' attempt to eradicate measles. I think I'll end my discussion now by saying that the challenge in front of Serum Institute is to continue the humanitarian gesture in making available to Gavi, for which I thank Gavi very much, because without Gavi, Serum would not have been able to fund the procurement of vaccines, and thus millions of children's lives would have been lost. That I assure you that the newer vaccines that are in the pipeline, which are much needed desperately by most of the underprivileged children of the world and also infants of the world, such as for pneumonia, rotavirus, meningitis, HPV, and dengue. We will strive to continue to give them in abundance so further lives will continue to be saved. Thank you for your indulgence.
Thank you again for your amazing leadership. We all salute you.